What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode of the daily MLB show for now. We are back. It is actually NHL free agency day. Unfortunately for us, doesn't seem like there's much. It doesn't seem like there's that much stuff going on in terms of NHL free agency. It's been a relatively boring day on that side. A couple signings here or there, but nothing really going on the NHL side. I will say most likely in the next 3 weeks or so, I'm going to start doing NHL team previews. So we're going to go through every team, maybe do 2-3 teams a day, about 30 minutes, and kind of talk about what the team's done in the offseason, what the team needs more of, how I think teams are going to certainly do. And that'll kind of coincide with more future props going in. So we'll talk about futures and whatnot. So we're going to have some fun with that. Today, MLB day. There's some really bad weather coming up across the East Coast, so be careful with your bets. Let me tell you what I use for my stuff. I typically, if you just Google RotoWire weather, it gives you a pretty good understanding of where rain's coming. So most likely, again, try to avoid pitchers in any of these games. San Diego versus Philly, it sounds like it's going to be postponed. So I don't even think the game's happening. Detroit, Washington, looks like there's going to be some sort of a delay. New York, some sort of a delay. I might maybe fade pitchers in the hopes that these delays are long. Obviously, if you guys know, when there is bad weather on the East Coast, or when there's bad weather in general, there's a long delay, usually more than 40 minutes or so. Pitchers usually do not go back out. It's usually an injury concern and injury risk for them to go back out potentially after being warmed up. So maybe an all big slip pitchers undie lotto in hopes that these guys all get pulled before they can hit their K lines. Again, it's not a guarantee. It's a complete long shot, but just be careful. Again, you don't want to be the one complaining about weather and hoping for a void. It will not be voided. So just be careful. You're going to play any of these. Okay. Again, to find this, I just go to RotoWire. I just Google RotoWire weather, and this comes up for me. So you guys will be able to do it. So going over Profit X, couple guys that I really, really, really like today. We're going over to Plate IQ. Obviously, the Yankees game's already started. Avoid that one. I didn't love anything in it in anyway. Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton might be my favorite batter of the day today. Just in general, with how he's been hitting. If you look at his last 30 days, he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball. 488 weighted on base, 397. ISO is incredibly elite. But when you break it down a little bit further, in the current pitch mix, he's fantastic against four-seamers. He's fantastic against curveballs, best on the team. He is fantastic against sinkers, and I think changeup he's okay. Never mind. He's fantastic against changeups. He's fantastic against sliders. There's not a single pitch that Edward Cabrera throws that Byron Buxton isn't in the elite category of hitting this season. He is at a 350 weighted on base or higher against all 5 pitches that he throws. He's probably my favorite batter of the day today if I could only pick one. So we're looking at, I believe he's a minus 150. Let's see if we can get a potentially better price on him. You can get down to minus 140, which is okay. That's within a playable range for me. If I had to take any batter today, I think Byron Buxton's the one, though. He looks really, really good. I'll give you guys a couple more that I really like today as well. I've done some pre-research today. Yandy, actually, no, we can't skip this game. I think this game's going to get delayed. I think it's going to get postponed. It's kind of in that similar range. However, for batters, you're fine. If there's any type of delays, whatnot, batters don't get taken out of the game. If it gets postponed, the game, the thing voids for you. So you're fine regardless. Riley Green scores very, very well again today. Again, in general, he's on fire. Last 30 days, even better than his current season numbers. Four seam over a 350. Sweeper, best on the team. Changeups, 380. Slider, incredible. Sinker, incredible. He's similar to Byron Buxton, where there's not a single pitch that Trevor Williams throws that he does not see well. I'm more than comfortable to go right back to him. I think he's number 2 on the day today. And again, these are 2 batters who I love it when this comes up for batters. Is I personally believe that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency and like hit rates and whatnot in baseball are pretty pointless. But when you could get a batter who's on fire, hitting really well and showing good consistency, and then it mixes up really well if they have really nice matchups today against the pitchers they're facing up against, I like that a lot. And I think these 2 look really damn good today. You get a decent price for both of them. Like, you move over to, where's Riley Green? He'll be a little bit more juiced. He's been a little bit hotter than Buxton has. Yeah, he's in the. He's already been bumped up to -1.5. So just I would pair the two, honestly. If I can get a pair of the two, Riley Green plus Byron Buxton, I like them a ton today. They're probably my two favorite batters. A couple more that look good today. Yandy Diaz, another one. He typically just rakes against lefties. He's one of the better teams or better players on the team against lefty pitching. 458 weighted on base. Not a lot of power, but he's getting on base, he's getting hits again. I like hits, runs, and RBIs. That's my favorite prop to play. Four seam, fantastic. Changeup, fantastic. Sliders, fantastic. Cutters, not that good. Oh, Jesus Christ. He sees the top three really, really well. For me, the big cutoff is the top three. You look at these three, 40, 30. I mean, that's 90% of the pitches this guy throws. I'm not overly worried about the 10% or whatever it might be. So I'm pretty happy with this one. Just make sure I got to keep refreshing to make sure I don't miss any news. On the pitcher side, there's really not that many that stand out. There's a lot of big names today, but a lot of their numbers are really, really juiced. I like Jacob deGrom today. I like Yoshinobu Yamamoto. If I had to pick two, I think those two are most likely the ones that stand out the most to me. Where are the lines? deGrom is at a 6.5 line that's juiced. I think that's relatively safe. I think he hooked with only 6 the last time. No, he ended up getting the 7th at his last AB because he had the no-hitter going through 7. So he got 7 last time against them at home. I like it a little bit better. Yamamoto was last start. Remember, he was cruising. He had 6 Ks on 50 pitches against the Rockies. He then got pulled due to rain delay and was really, really bad luck. I think this is a really nice price for him. The White Sox have been trending basically in everything of late. Actually, it must be against lefties. They're actually trending up against righties. Against lefties, they're trended down. I remember correctly because I've been betting against them for lefties. So I think it's a decent spot for them. They just had like Ryan Nelson put up a ton of Ks against them, didn't they? Yeah, Ryan had 7, but the other two after struggled. So take it with a grain of salt. I think Yamamoto's one of the best K guys when his stuff's on. He's a little scary. Skeens, I don't think he's in that good of a spot. For the most part, St. Louis doesn't swing and miss much. Again, these are all guys on the East Coast as well, so just kind of be careful of those guys on the East Coast, like I said. deGrom shouldn't have any weather. Colton Gordon, I think, is a really nice spot. I mean, you're getting a team that Ks a lot, and look, he's pretty damn consistent getting you 4. We know the Rockies and their K tendencies. Gallen, Birdsong. It's really just Yamamoto and deGrom that stick out to me, and really just deGrom. Okay, actually, let me see. Who's the top projected K guys today? Grant Holmes is. That makes sense. Again, a little scared of weather. I think Miami's in a dome, so I don't think Joe Ryan's in a bad spot. Miami would just close their dome. I think it's always closed, actually. I don't know enough about it, but he's a really, really good pitcher. I wouldn't be too worried about him either, weather-wise. Let's keep going through some batters real quick. If this game does happen, O'Neal Cruz for Pop. Again, a little bit of a swap over. He, on the other hand, hits the ball real hard against the top 2 pitches of Andre Pallante. Pallant? I don't know how to pronounce it. Regardless, that is 43. That's about a little bit over 70% of the pitches he throws with a ridiculous 625 ISO against sliders and a 367 against fastballs. At home, Pirates Park's usually pretty favorable, as you could say, for home runs. I think he's really good. Another sneaky one if you want power pop. He's been on fire recently. Look, I know the number doesn't look great on here. This is more so looking at the recent games. Cam Smith's been on fire for home runs. Again, his stats aren't going to look great because he had a pretty bad start to the season. I'm just looking at his overall pop in the last couple of games, but he's trending way in the right direction. I guess it was just 2 of the last 3. Never mind. It was just the Cubs series that he went absolutely crazy, I guess. I could have sworn he had more than that, but I guess so. I do like him, though, in Coors. You know, Coors is basically the most home run friendly park you can get. Let's see what actually the number ones are. Citizens Bank game isn't happening. Tampa Bay always is. Coors is 3rd. So you're looking pretty good overall for a lot of the top ones here. But Coors always is. Steinbrenner Field looks like the one that you want to take advantage of. I think Yandy Diaz is the one I took in that game. Couple of guys. Ellie De La Cruz in a fantastic spot today. It's another one that I really like. Sees fastballs insanely well. Sliders very well. Sweepers he's best on the team against. Curveballs very good. I don't think it's sinkers as well. Wait, is he a 3 for 3? No, it's changeups. He's almost the full package. But I mean, changeups. Mr. Richard Fitz throws a changeup less than 1% of the time in his last 30 days. I'm not overly worried with that. Ellie sees the pitches really, really well. He's been doing better, actually. His K percentage has been going way down of recent as well. I think Ellie's kind of similar in that spot with Riley Green and who was it? Riley Green and Byron Buxton. I think they're kind of in that similar-ish spot. Let me just refresh, make sure we don't get any NHL news that I've missed. Sturm, Nolan Foote's leaving the Devils. I already knew that. Tulip, I got to check that out. I know. Well, actually, no, the game's not happening. Tulip. If you want, I believe Onyx Odds has a 100% profit boost. Use code Cheddar. But yeah, overall, I don't know. That Padres Phillies game's not happening today. It's already been postponed. So. All right, Ellie. Wasn't too many that stood out in this game. There was a play, basically, like no one's really that good against changeups on this team, which throws almost 35% of the time. That's enough for me to kind of just stay away here and kind of wait and see what we like. So nothing crazy on that end. Nothing crazy here. Who's the next batter that stood out? It was Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt, another one we were talking about. I think Emerson Hancock for the first part struggled really badly. Sinkers, fantastic. Four seam, did he drop? I could have sworn he was on all of them. Maybe was I? Oh, that must have been on the last 30 when I was looking at it. I don't know. Regardless, it's 340 and barely dropped below. Change ups, fantastic. Sliders. I could have sworn Bobby was all three pitches when I looked at it. This must have been an update. I had him at a 350 on the top three pitches. I mean, he's slightly down. It's not the end of the world, but slightly down on the four seam. So 2 of the 3 pitches in the four seam is 0.9 weighted on base points away. Emerson Hancock struggled recently, so you can go look at him. Also, Will Smith, if I remember correctly. First off, Shane Smith, poor guy. Every pitch. Will Smith and Shohei Ohtani against the curveball. Will Smith loves a changeup. Will Smith loves a slider. And he does love the sinker. So 4 out of 5 on his end. He probably becomes like 3rd or 4th favorite batter overall. Nico Sturm. Keep looking, trying to see if anything happened hockey-wise, but none of the big names are signing right now. I think that's it in terms of batters. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that that I could think of. I believe that game's fully voided. Maybe some pitcher unders. Like if you already like a pitcher spot for the under, you can kind of parlay it with the fact that a game might get postponed or delayed. Like, do we think Polon kind of stinks? I'd almost want to fade Paul Skeens. He's not a huge K guy, although head-to-head against St. Louis, he has been. He's not typically a huge K guy this year. He's been missing his line decently. He's hit about 50% of the time. Like, I'd love to fade Trevor Williams or Jack Flaherty. Maybe Flaherty's the easier, maybe both of them. Fuck it. I don't think either of them are that good. Milwaukee, we could fade both these pitchers. Mets have been worse of late, but I don't think it's a bad spot. I think Clay Holmes on a great fade spot. Cincinnati, I'd love to fade. Brady Singer's too good of a spot. I'd fade Mr. Richard Fitz, though. And then Grant Holmes came in here, right? It's not a bad spot to fade. If we think there's going to be a rain delay, these guys might get pulled early. It's not a bad spot. I think that's something that we can potentially think about and potentially go for. Just check here. Refreshing. Dude, I get so many spam things coming. Jesus. Sweet. So going through, just want to go and make sure we have everything kind of sorted here. The top guys, Byron Buxton, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Is about minus 140 on ProfitX. It is Riley Green. I believe he's also, where is he? Minus 140 on ProfitX. Or no, he got bumped up. It was Buxton's minus 140. Riley Green got bumped up to 1.5 or 2.5. So you might have to put in a request to get the minus 1.5 line. I still like him at 2.5. Again, I think he does very, very well against most. Ellie De La Cruz looks fantastic. Where is he? Where's my buddy Ellie? Am I blind? Wait, am I blind? Did that game get? Oh, I was looking at the wrong day. Yes. What the hell? I think I'm having a mental breakdown. Ellie, he's also got bumped up. So you're probably looking at probably like minus 160, minus 170 if you want to play with juice. And then Jacob deGrom for K's over 6.5. Yoshinobu Yamamoto for K's over 6.5. I think that's most likely going to be my parlay of the day as well today. I think so. So I think that's it. I think that is going to close us out here. I very much so want to thank every single one of you guys for hanging out with me here today. We'll be back tomorrow with another stream, same time, 4 p.m. Actually, how many early games are tomorrow? Do I need to move the stream up? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Only 2 early games. Okay, that's fine. We'll still have our stream at 4 p.m. tomorrow. And then Thursday, most likely, we're going to have to go a little bit earlier because I know Thursday we'll have the early games, right? No, even Thursday's not that bad. Only 2 games before 4 o'clock. So we most likely can fit in with every single stream at our normal time. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. I'm going to get a couple more free posts posted shortly. So go check out the X if you guys haven't already. If you guys are not already on ProfitX, use code Cheddar, available in 40 plus states. And yeah, super excited. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.